guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. My name is Ashley. I have been spending the last few months learning the art of furniture flipping as a side hustle, trying to put my profits towards my student loans so that I could hopefully decrease my debt significantly, or just like even pay it off before I'm, I don't know, let's say 35, something like that. I have a few years, but if this can help, that would be awesome. Anyways, it's been going pretty well. I've been learning a lot. I'm also juggling it with working basically full-time and also other obligations in life. It's been fun. It's been challenging. At times very frustrating, but I enjoy it. This next project is the biggest one that I have done yet. It is a 6-piece set. So there was a long dresser, 2 nightstands, a queen-size bed frame, and a mirror. And it took a hot minute, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So if you enjoy furniture flips, stay tuned for this next video. Thanks. Alright, so I found an ad on Marketplace about a sale coming up because the owners were moving. So I found this set, and they were originally charging like $500 for the set. We were able to talk them down to $325. Now the set was in really good condition, but hindsight, $325 was still kind of a lot to buy a set for, even a 6-piece set, if you're really wanting to make a good profit off of it. Anyway, I took off the hardware after cleaning everything, and then I took them outside to sand the tops down. It had a very, very thin veneer on the top, and so this was my first real attempt of trying to sand stain off a veneer without accidentally going underneath the veneer, and luckily I did it. It just took me a very long time. You see, I constantly wipe back all the dust just to make sure that I haven't gone below the veneer. So for those who don't know, veneer is just a very thin sheet of wood. And what I started with this time, usually I start with like an 80 grit if the piece is solid wood, but because it's so thin, 80 grit would rip it apart. So for this, I started with a 180, and then I noticed I was just being a little cautious. So I went back with a 120, and a 120 will not break the veneer, and you can get most of the stain off, and then work your way up. 120, 180, 220. So if you watched my most recent video from last week, you saw that I did a similar thing where I stained the top and then painted the body of the piece. So last time I stained last and I painted first. This time I wanted to try staining first and painting second to see if it was any easier, because I spent a lot of time being very careful staining it after I'd already painted the body of the last piece. This style actually worked out a lot better for me personally. I still have one more method to try, which you will see shortly, but this one definitely works if you're interested. I'm using No Pain Gel Stain by Dixie Belle. It is my favorite so far to use. Very easy to use, always looks beautiful, really is no pain at all. When that was finished, I taped off the top so they wouldn't get paint on them, and I took them all outside to prime. For the primer, I used Kills 2 water-based primer. Then for the color, I did English Boxwood by Amy Howard, her one-step paint. It's my second time using one-step paint, and I really do think I like it. I learned that I needed to use a whole lot more water than what I used the last time I used the one-step paint, but this one turned out a lot better, and it was really pretty color. I had a hard time finding an olive color in most furniture paints. Well, I should say that I had a difficult time finding one that I didn't have to order offline and wait for it to come. But I did like this paint a lot. It did require more coats. I may have honestly used too much water, but I was just trying to be cautious to not have so much streakiness. Anyway, but you can watch here. I make sure to always do paint in the same direction, and the original idea was to spray this because you can put this paint in a sprayer, but we just consistently had bad weather, and I also did not have any moving help for quite a while, a few days there. for such a big dresser. It's impossible for me to move that alone. So I went ahead and did it by hand, and it really worked out. It was pretty smooth, I would say. I will say with this paint too, you do have to be extra cautious because this paint, the can says do not sand between coats, which is different from every other paint that I've used. And so if anything gets stuck in it, it's kind of a pain to get it out and make that area smooth since you can't really sand it. That's just what I've read and heard. Maybe other flippers have a better idea, but just be cautious about any kind of, I don't know, I have flies sometimes since I'm working out of a garage come and land in my paint and then they get stuck and there's a little bump. But yes, just be cautious. I believe that I did 3 coats total to get full coverage, but I didn't have to clear coat, so that's cool. Here is the mirror and the footboard of the bed frame. And then here is the headboard of the bed frame. There also were some side slats that I didn't photograph. Finally, the grand reveal of whether or not this worked, and it did. It turned out awesome, and there wasn't any smearing or bleed through. It was great. And there you have it. Here is 3 pieces of the 6-piece set. I did not photograph the bed frame or the mirror, but I really loved how it turned out. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't had the chance yet, go over to Instagram and follow me at Chalk It Up to Ashley for daily updates. Also, I try to post a new video here on YouTube every Saturday, so make sure to check in next Saturday for what's up this coming week. Thanks for watching.